If you need any Xbox or PlayStation codes or anything gaming related, check the referral links down in the description. They'll take you to g2a.com. They already have a discount on most of their goods already, and with the code CHES at checkout, you can get yourself an extra 3% off as well.
Hey guys, how's it going? Chez back again, and welcome to episode number 109 of the Career Mode Road to Glory here on FIFA 15. It's been a very active transfer window so far, potentially actually the most active we've been in any transfer window to this point in this particular series, but we're continuing today, and there's still a lot of transfer action still to get done. So as you can see, we're having a look at this guy, Joseph Claude Giao from Borussia Dortmund, and we'll hopefully try and pick him up for a little bit under his, or a little bit over his value. Not really too sure what they'll accept. It says the club's transfer list is so should be able to get him close to his base value, but I'm not sure whether that means close underneath or close over the top. I'm not sure. We have had an offer accepted though by another German club, Stuttgart, for Carlos Gruezo. Actually, the offer was like £2 million plus Tom Elliott, so we're getting him well under value, and he actually looks like a very decent player indeed. So we'll have a look at him a little bit later on. Of course, we will have a squad report at the end of today's episode because it is Monday. So then I unfortunately got an offer straight up value, or just under value, but a straight offer for Tom Elliott. I've been trying for over 18 months to move him on, and the time I finally get the outright cash offer for him is the time when I actually can't accept it because I'm trying to use him as make weight in another deal. But we have had the offer accepted for Kostel Pantilimon, still trying to organise a contract deal with him, but we'll have to wait and see if he'll accept that one. But we have had the £650,000 bid for Hector Bellerin accepted by Arsenal, and we'll be offering him a contract here, offering him slightly less than what he's asking for. Hopefully though, because we're giving him a more important squad role, he'll actually accept that, despite the fact that it's not quite the amount of money a week that he would like. But we're into the third and final pre-season friendly of the season so far, as you can see, against Osasuna at home. Again, obviously with it being pre-season, minimal highlights from friendly games, and I'll just show you the goals, etc., and or key highlights. But Schmidt plays in Georgiev here, nice turn, gets around the defender, and a powerful left-shotted finish into the back of the net. And actually Georgiev is proving to be a very, very good player for us. We brought him last year, obviously, as a free agent. Wasn't sure whether he'd step up to the plate after Kwesi's departure. Actually turns out he was maybe not just as good, but he's really not far away from being just as good, and with some more seasons and some more games under his belt, he is growing quite nicely, and we could see him become a real talent at the club. He's still very young, of course. We did make it 2-0 there as well, as you saw. Senurelli, I believe it was, actually picking up on the loose ball in the box for a decent finish across the goalkeeper into the back of the net. Unfortunately, whilst trying to get a block in on that shot, we actually took the man out, so they got a penalty. Tried the stuttered run up, and Pedro Galese actually came out on top. Really good save up into the top right hand corner, and very pleased with that. Still not sure whether his future at the club is in doubt or not. So, well, I guess technically it is in doubt because I don't know whether I'm going to keep him or not. But as you can see there, unfortunately, Georgiev picked up an injury. He's going to be out for 4 weeks with that injury. So I was quite disappointed with that. Obviously, we're hoping to let Tom Elliott go. We've already lost a handful of players to transfers. I don't need injuries to start becoming a problem as well, because our squad at present is quite thin. But obviously, we needed to move everybody out, so we had the money to bring others in. So at present, we're kind of in that limbo phase where some players have gone and we haven't yet been able to bring in their replacements. But we pick up the ball here. Christian Pinilla does really well actually to race away, nicks it off the defender, pace to get away from him, and then a decent finish under the keeper to give us a 4-0 scoreline, and eventually, obviously because that was the 90th minute, a 4-0 result against Osasuna at home, which was very impressive considering that wasn't my strongest lineup. So I was actually very pleased with that. It took a while to get into the game, but we were able to finish it off in quite some style. So it's 2 wins and a draw from this year's pre-season, which is better than what we got last year, although obviously last year we were playing Bayern Munich and Borussia Dortmund. But as you saw there, confirmation that Georgiev is going to be out for 4 weeks with a hyper-extended knee. Still trying to bring in some wing-back replacements. Obviously we've had the transfer of Hector Bellerin accepted, but I do need at least one more, if not two more, wing backs, whether that be right back or left back, so I have no problem playing them at either side. But as you can see, Andy Kellett is kind of the backup whilst we're trying to bring in Ryan Bertrand from Southampton if we possibly can. I don't want to spend too much money though on any individual player and leave myself short for further positions a little bit later on. But we're offering a contract now to Carlos Gruezo, who unfortunately turned down the initial contract. Was a little bit under what he wanted, but I'm quite happy to give him £20,000 a week, and hopefully he will sign that particular deal. Still trying to work out the details though with Borussia Dortmund for Joseph Claude Giao, and hopefully we'll be able to nail down at least some sort of transfer fee before the end of today's episode. We do get a big offer for Pedro Galese, who I am willing to let go if the price is right. He's valued at 2.1, Ado Den Haag offered 3.2, and I've countered 5, because, well, I just want to maximise the profits, because obviously we want to bring in as many players as possible. We are going to have a look at buying this guy, Fizayu Adarabio. Adarabio. Fiazo Adiabio. There we go. £900,000 is the bid we're putting in for him. He actually looks very decent and can play it out wide on the right-hand side as well as in central midfield. So I'm quite happy to bring him in, and hopefully he can grow a little bit. 68 rated, but he's only 23, so there's a lot of scope for growth there. Unfortunately, Ado Den Haag weren't keen on the 5 million, actually offered exactly the same. But one thing that we did get done was Hector Bellerin coming into the club for £625,000, not the 650 that I mistakenly mentioned earlier on. Now, we are looking to buy a striker as well. Obviously, Tom Elliott potentially going with other deals. Looking at Roger from Levante. He's currently rated at 72. He's transfer listed. I would like to pick him up underneath 2.5 million if I possibly can. Unfortunately, Pantilimon, after I offered him, around about what he wanted wage-wise, he then came back and said, I'm really happy where I am, I don't want to relocate. So that kind of puts Pedro Galese's future in a little bit more doubt, because I was kind of hoping Pantilimon would come in and we could use him to replace Galese, and then throughout the season, obviously, the youngster, the really high potential youngster that we brought in, could take Pantilimon's place this time next year. But we have had the £900,000 offer for Fisayo Adarabio accepted, and we're going to offer him a contract. Quite happy actually to offer him £8,000, because obviously we're offering other players, 5 figures, and in fact 20 to £30,000 in wages, so 8 grand, not a problem. Unfortunately though, Ado Den Haag are very stubborn when it comes to paying more than 3.2 million for Pedro Galese. I'm going to counter offer 4 here, but spoilers, they're not going to take it, and they're actually going to pull out of all dealings. So we may have to end up, if I can get another goalkeeper in, we may have to put Pedro Galese on the transfer list to drum up extra interest, because since I've decided that I'm probably going to sell him on, that's the only offer I've had. We had numerous offers until I actually made the decision, right, maybe I'll sell him then. Nobody wants to buy him anymore, which is quite strange. But anyway, we are accepting the offer for Adarabio, and we have had the transfer offer accepted for Joseph Claude Guiao as well now. So hopefully we can bring him in. I'm going to offer him a little bit higher squad role than he's on at present, but I could probably go up to offering him important first-team player, but I don't really want to offer him crucial first-team player, because obviously Nicholas Sporler will be my first-team left mid. But obviously with a lot of competitions this year, with FA Cup, Capital One Cup, would be nice to go on a cup run to try and raise some extra funds. Then, I'm going to need the rotation and the depth in the squad. But we've had the offer accepted for Roger, and hopefully he'll accept that contract offer. We'll find out in the next episode whether he does so or not. We'll have a quick squad report though, because of course it is Monday and we do that every Monday. So you can see Galese improving up to 72 overall, which is why his value went from 1.3 million to 2.1 million, and maybe that's why people have stopped bidding for him, but I'm not really too sure. We'll have to wait and see what happens with that, because actually with Costel Pantilimon's potential transfer, with the incoming of Grueza from Stuttgart, that actually both deals were dependent on Tom Elliott being part of the make-weight deal. So unfortunately, because we brought in Grueza, I'm going to have to renegotiate a transfer fee with Sunderland for Costel Pantilimon. So Galese's departure is now actually in more doubt than it was previously, because now it looks more like I'd actually be keeping him than it would be I'd be selling him. But we'll have to wait and see what happens, because I'm really not sure what's going to happen in the next 2 to 3 weeks of the transfer window. You see Carlos Gruezo has come in. Looks like a very impressive player. Really good passing, really good tackling, and that's all you really want from a CDM, to be completely honest. Bit of physicality as well. This is Fiazo Adarabio, so you can see can play in midfield or out on the right hand side. Good acceleration, good sprint speed, good balance, and decent passing as well. Mehdi Zafane, unfortunately, still out for 3 months with that ACL tear, but hopefully he'll be back sooner rather than later. And of course, we've got a few youngsters that we're hoping can go out on loan to get first team experience and start to grow a little bit more, like Antoine Bridge. But Michael O'Halloran, I'm unsure what to do with him. He obviously has been a decent player for us so far, but I don't know whether I'm going to keep him or whether I'm going to perhaps sell him on if we get in Joseph Claudial from Dortmund. We'll have to wait and see. So that might be another potential departure to raise some extra funds. And obviously Joe Dunk and Andrew Mauer are out on loan, hoping to improve their particular overall ratings between now and the end of the season. But we've got Manchester City to come in the next episode. We'll play Stoke as well and have transfer deadline day in the next episode on Wednesday. But that is going to bring today's episode on Monday to a close. So thank you very much for watching. Drop the video a like if you enjoyed. Of course, subscribe if you haven't already. We're actually late to the party, to the kicking off the Barclays Premier League weekend. As you can see from the league table about to pop up on your screen, we are the only two sides not to play with a Monday night football rather than playing over the weekend. And Crystal Palace find themselves up in second, as well as Southampton and Stoke in those Champions League spots, and West Brom in Europe. Liverpool only got a draw. Spurs, Man United only got a draw. Chelsea lost 2-1 to either Southampton, Stoke or West Brom. Shock result there on the opening day, but hopefully we can get a decent result against City and kind of put ourselves mid-table, which is where we think we might finish this season again. But that is going to bring today's episode to a close. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.